Hello, hi everybody. I am Thekla Petridou, a psychologist, YouTuber and author. Let's talk about something that is a real concern for many people. How can I become lucky in my life? Many people believe that they are not lucky in their lives, that they are unlucky in their love life, for example, in their profession, in their economic situation, in their family situation. And being a psychologist for over 20 years, I've seen many times people in my office, crashing on my sofa and crying about their bad luck. Why am I so unlucky? Why I do not manage to have success like other people do? My opinion about being lucky and unlucky is formed on personal experience mostly and on clinical experience as well. I really do believe that some people have some advantages from the beginning of their lives. For example, they might be born in a family that is loving and caring and accepting. Some other people might be born with a rich genetic inheritance. Some other might be born with a rich economic inheritance. Some other people might be born looking pretty or looking handsome. Some other people might have some talents that others don't. So from the starting point of view, some of us are luckier than others. But since I've become to know the story, the life stories of so many people, I strongly believe that in any person's life, there is always an opportunity to become lucky or not. And I believe that there is no such thing as luck that is given to us by an outer force or by I don't know who. We create our own luck. This is my opinion. And I will explain why. I've seen too many people coming to my office having difficulties with their lives, emotional difficulties, psychological difficulties, mental health issues that have come from very wealthy families, people with very high education status or very high societal status, and still they are unhappy. They have difficulties in their lives and they are not able to cope, and they ask for the help of a psychologist. I also have met in my life literally hundreds of people that were born in very inconvenient situations. They were born in families that had serious problems, serious issues, and not only financial issues, but also mental health issues, violence issues, etc. People who are called as survivors, who were able to overcome their difficulties and use them for their own benefit. I strongly believe that each one of us can become lucky if we want to become lucky. And I don't like the word lucky, I would say successful. We are able to success in our life. We are able to achieve our goals. We are able to become happy if we work on it through this process. First of all, believing and being sure that you are unlucky and that you do not deserve happiness in your life, it's a very sure way to make it happen. There is this phenomenon of self-fulfilling prophecy that if somebody believes strongly something, then they, without realizing it, they do things and they don't do things that make them come to that outcome. For example, if a student believes that he's a loser, and no matter how hard he tries, he will always be a loser, he will not try enough, and maybe he will become a loser. Self-fulfilling prophecy theory was tested many years ago. Imagine I had this, I was taught this about this experiment in my university years, which was like 25 or 27 years ago, in a classroom. There was this experiment in which a new teacher was allocated in an elementary school classroom, and he was given false results of IQ tests of his students and of his marks from last year. So they divided the students into 2 categories. The one were the students that they had higher IQ scores and higher marks, and the other category were the students that in the last school year they had lower IQ tests ratings and lower marks. But they gave the opposite results to the teacher. They told him or her that these students are the group that they have higher potential, and these students are the group with lower potential. And at the end of that school year, they went back and they measured the results of the student believing that of the teacher believing that the students that did not have any potential actually had, and the opposite. And what happened to their amazement was that group of students that the teacher believed that they had potential and they had higher IQ scores and higher marks that they actually had, they managed to have higher marks and also to achieve higher scores on their IQ tests. And on the other group of students that they had been given a false information. The teacher had false information about them that he thought or she thought. I don't remember if it was a he or a she. Anyway, these kind of experiments are not allowed anymore due to ethics of research. So it's a very old experiment. Maybe in the 70s or 80s it was done. And the other group of students that their teacher falsely believed that they don't have any potential, their grades fell and also their IQ scores fell. This is one experiment that it's famous for proving the self-fulfillment prophecy. That if I believe something about myself, if somebody else as my teacher makes me believe that I'm not worthy or I'm not able to do something, I believe it, and by believing it, I do everything in my power in order to prove that theory right or that prophecy right. So if you do believe that you are unlucky, if you do believe that you are not able to overcome your difficulties, if you do believe that you are in a very bad place in life and other people have more benefits than you or have more how should I put it, they have more advantages in their side, and you feel depressed and you feel unmotivated to do something in your life, yes, you will stay there, and yes, your life will become worse, and yes, you'll have a lot of proof to yourself and others that you are unlucky. But if you try to take your own life in your own hands and try to turn your luck, you can do it. Any traumatic experience, any negative experience, like the loss of a job or the loss of a relationship or the loss of a beloved person, a divorce, a split up, any traumatic experience can be used to our benefit if we try and if we wish so. I've seen people that were able to make their own miracles in life after catastrophes. For example, I've seen people that they saw their marriages collapse, they saw their lives change, they saw their jobs to get lost, they lost their jobs, they became without jobs or without a partner, or they had some other losses in life, but the way they approached this difficulty helped them overcome it and have a better state of life afterwards. Yes, some of us were lucky enough to be born in families that they gave us some tools to survive. Some others were not lucky enough and we were not born in families that gave us enough tools to survive. But since we are alive, and since we are here, and since we have a brain, and since we are able to process our thoughts, process our feelings, and process our actions, we can turn our luck. We can change our life. I believe this. I've seen this happening. Of course, there are too many people in this world that they have self-destructive behaviors, that they do things that turn against them, that they try all the time to make the self-fulfilling prophecy that they will fail true. Having these kind of feelings and actions that go against ourselves is a sign or a red flag which shows us that we need therapy. We need therapy in order to be able to love ourselves and to act constructively towards ourselves and our lives. We can do that. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Bye.